Let me tell you a story about a country. Many years ago, that country passed through different political seasons. It survived a brutal military era, but it eventually fought its way back to democracy, power to the people. However, not all those who fought for that democracy eventually led it. Some stayed on the sides, some others entered politics. But there was one man in particular who understood something most people never understand about power. And that is, wanting power is not the same thing as preparing for it. For more than 3 decades, he built. He formed alliances. He negotiated. He expanded his influence. He understood people, understood numbers. He understood the laws. He understood the institutions. And most importantly, he understood timing. Then came the moment. The ruling party at the time was a political machine. It had an overwhelming presence across the country, and defeating it looked impossible. But then there was another man, a man who had enormous popularity in another part of the country, a man who had military background, a man who had attempted to lead that country several times and lost. But here's where the story gets interesting. The man who had spent decades preparing for power could have looked at this other man and said, I must be the one, or I should be the one. But no, he didn't. He looked at the political reality and said, you have what I need. I have what you need. You have the popularity. I have the structure. You have the reach. I have the relationships. You have the followership. I have the political leverage. And instead of competing for the same victory, they built a coalition with one objective: take power from the ruling party. And then boom, the impossible happened. The ruling party was defeated. The political machine was defeated. And the popular man took the seat. And the man who had prepared the way and built the roads for that to happen, he did what most impatient people will never understand. He waited. He supported. He honored the arrangement because there was an understanding. Let's build this together. Let's win this together. And when the time comes, the next chapter will be mine. But then power happened. When the time came for that arrangement to produce the next outcome, the game changed. New voices emerged. New alliances emerged. People who did not build the structure suddenly had opinions on who should inherit it. An agreement or arrangement that looked clear became complicated. What was supposed to be succession became sabotage. What was supposed to be continuity became a battle. But here's the thing about preparation. You can delay a prepared person, or you can even fight them. But you cannot permanently erase preparation. Because time has a way of exposing the difference between somebody who merely wants an opportunity and somebody who spent years becoming ready for it. Despite the resistance, the man who had been preparing took his place. And when he got there, he did not go to sleep. Oh, no, he did not. He made or started to make difficult decisions, hard and uncomfortable reforms, and the people cried. But here's the thing most people or nobody tells you about leadership. Sometimes leadership requires that you have the courage to do what is necessary, even when what is necessary is unpopular. And let me also add that sometimes the medicine that cures the disease does not always taste like honey. Now, here's a very interesting part of this story. There's still another opportunity ahead. And some people have started shouting or have been shouting. Step aside. Let somebody else take over. My dear, leave your sentiments. Because if you are watching all of this and you still have interest in leading that country, then there's something you must learn from this story. And that is, you cannot wake up when the door is open and demand the room. You must prepare before the room becomes available. You must prepare. Now, the real window for you looks like it's 12 years away. So you have 12 years to build. Build your structure, your relationships, your capacity. Build your people, your competence, your credibility, and please, repair burnt bridges. Because politics is not a beauty contest, though, and it's certainly not a reality TV show. It is not won by the loudest supporters. Neither is politics won by sentiments. You must know what you have, you must know what you do not have, and you must have the humility to identify who has what you are missing. And if you refuse to negotiate because your ego will not allow you bend, then you may spend another 12 years or more explaining why everybody cheated you. But hear this, they cannot cheat you out of what you never prepared yourself to win. So wake up, because emotions did not build the structure. Sentiments did not create the alliances. Noise did not produce the victory. Preparation did. And if you ever want the highest seat in that country, then you should start preparing for it before anybody believes you deserve it.